Just a reminder before today's programme that we've had many videos for you during the weekdays this week. So kicking things off on the Monday, you can check out the full AMTV vinyl collection. Or if you're a Doctor Who fan, you can check out the most recent unboxing of the Blu-ray collection series, this time looking at the much-wanted Season 12. Or if you fancy a bit of comedy, check out the latest episode from Benton Quarantino, as he gives his take on Belle from Beauty and the Beast. On Thursday, we had the latest instalment of the Now Review, where we went back to the 1960s to take a look at some forgotten classics, and on Friday we had the return of the Now Review, taking a look at the most recent instalments from ITV Creates. And now, here on AMTV, it's Sunday, so it's that time of the week again. Have your questions at the ready. It's time for the Sunday Catch-Up. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and welcome back to another instalment of the Sunday Catch-Up, and we've hit 60, the big 6-0. So before we get into your questions, as usual, you probably saw at the start of the video, but please check out everything we've been posting here on AMTV this week. We've actually done quite a lot, and including the return of the ident review. It's ITV Creates again, but I did want to get up to date because I knew that would annoy me if I didn't, but rest assured, more ident reviews will be coming. I'm also looking into the idea of doing like a ident review extra, or like a mini ident review thing where I just review like a single ident or maybe one or two. That might be coming as well, so keep your eyes peeled. Now, let's get into your questions. So, first of all, we have Mergy S, who says, what have you been doing in quarantine? Mainly making videos for you guys. I've been going for my one walk a day, which is really important. I've been listening to a lot of music. I've been playing a lot of the recent Modern Warfare with my friends. I haven't played a Call of Duty game in years. The last one I played somewhat properly was probably Black Ops, and that was 2010, so it literally has been 10 years, but I'm enjoying the new Modern Warfare. 2 is your favourite horror movie. I've always loved the Saw franchise, mainly the first 7 films. Jigsaw was good too, but those first 7 films, if you watch all of them like sort of one after the other, like one a day, you get the whole sense of the cohesive story, and it's really, really good, so I highly recommend that. And my favourite song, I've never really, like, I guess, identified a favourite song of all time, but I mean, the obvious one I've said before, my favourite Michael Jackson's Beat It, and I mean, I love a lot of Pet Shop Boys stuff. I've never actually picked out a favourite song. Wojciech Animate, changed your name there, have you? Oh, the real me is gone for today, okay. Live video. I have toyed with the idea of doing a live video here on YouTube. I just don't know what it'd be. Would it be a live Sunday catch-up? Would it be a live reading of something or singing? Or I'm not really sure. I might have to look into doing a live video. What sort of things would you guys want to see me do on a live video? And 2, behind the scenes. I mean, that is cool, but there's not really much to it. I mean, I'm using just a camcorder and I edit on my laptop, so I mean, there's not much behind the scenes really, but I mean, if you guys really want to see that, I can try and do something like that. DJF Vlog says, favourite YouTuber? That's a good question. I mean, the oldest YouTubers I've watched for the longest time are probably the Angry Video Game Nerd, so James Rolfe. I've watched him since around Christmas 2008, so over 10 years now. And the Gaming Historian, about the same time as well, Norm Caruso, brilliant. So mainly those old gaming channels, I love them. And 2 is, how do you spend your time whilst at home because of what's going on? Well, yeah, I answered it before, just making videos, staying creative, staying busy. I'm writing a few things, I'm planning out sketches for videos or ideas for videos, I'm going on walks, just staying as busy as possible. And 3, will you make more videos on Brum? Well, I could do, I'm just not sure what I'd like to make really. I mean, I did the brief history and I've tried the overthinking one. Of course, overthinking's hard to do because any footage of those sort of shows just get copyrighted and not even the sense of being demonetized, they just get removed from YouTube, which is a bit of a pain. So I might make more videos on Brum, it just depends what. Now we have Kyle Wright, who says, do you know where they filmed Brum? Yes, I believe it was in and around Birmingham, because for those who don't know, Brum is a colloquial term for the people of Birmingham. They're Brummies, or you're a Brum. 2, did you know that there are 2 Tesco supermarkets in Poole? I did not. Lucky you, you'll be able to get your toilet roll, won't you? And 3, did you know that Boy George calls himself Orderman? I actually didn't know that. I mean, Boy George is an interesting character, to say the least, but I'll tell you what, you should check out, there's a musical based on his life, I believe, called Taboo, so have a look into that. Hassan Junaid says, do you like donuts? I'm partial to the odd donut, but not been a massive fan. 2, do you like Mountain Dew? Oh yeah, I probably drink way too much Mountain Dew, especially like the proper stuff in America that is loaded with sugar, but it's good stuff. And have you been to Pakistan, and what do you think? No, I've never been to Pakistan, actually. I mean, I'd like to travel as much of the world as I can, so maybe one day, but I've not actually been as of yet. Robtastic Productions says, did you know that the Now Music VHS tapes up to Volume 9 has tracks that weren't on the main albums? No, really? I didn't know that, actually. I don't own any of the Now VHS tapes, because for those who don't know, what they used to do was when they released a new Now, they'd also release a tape that had the music videos of some of the songs on the album. I actually didn't know they had music videos of stuff that wasn't on the album, and that's pretty cool. I've only ever seen one in person. I saw a copy of Now 12, I think it was, but I don't actually own any tapes. If anyone has some and doesn't want them anymore, or, you know, anything like that, just let me know. 2. Have you ever considered getting the 13th release of the Hit series called the Hit Pack on CD for a review? I'm not sure if I touched on this weeks ago when I was doing the Hit series. There are some sources that say that the Hits Pack had a vinyl release, but then if you look on Discogs, which is quite a trusted source, it says there's only a CD and a cassette. I had debated it, but it's not on the top of my priority list. Maybe one day I'll grab it and review it. And 3, what's your favourite meal from M&S? I'm going to break it to you, Rob. I don't shop at M&S. And Junior, I'm just going to say Junior because it's not letting me see your full name for some reason. What is your opinion, on my phone anyway, what is your opinion on the BBC One balloon from 97 to 2002? Probably when I was a kid I found it a bit boring, but now as an adult I think it's quite peaceful, it's quite serene, there's quite an artistry to it. I really like it. Chestnut Bloke says, what do you think of the new Channel 5 idents, and could you do a review on them? I didn't know they changed their idents, so I'm going to have to look into that. Thank you for letting me know. And do you think the BBC One Oneness ident should be taken off air for a time because of the social distancing and how close they are in each ident? I see your point, but no, I don't think so. Those things were filmed quite a long time ago, and I think the BBC and other companies can do other ways in their bumpers or their idents to focus on social distancing rather than amend what's already there. I have noticed they have some bumpers or idents where there's no people in it at all, but no, I don't think they need to necessarily edit the ones that are in place. And did you hear that Dave Rainford from Eggheads died on the 7th of March, and do you think BBC Two have delayed the new episodes because of it? I don't watch Eggheads. I did hear that he died. I didn't know they were delaying stuff, but yes, maybe they are doing that out of tribute, which is all too common of shows of that nature, really, that run continuously. Sometimes they stop if they can, so that wouldn't surprise me. Jack's Corner says, should Pop Party continue with Pop Party 16? Yeah, I can't remember if they've stopped or if they've just started calling it something different, but I mean, they were a rival to Now, but I think Now is just to do a numbered thing. Now is such a big presence. I mean, I just think it'd be really hard for anyone else to come back in with numbers. 2, do you watch Ant and Dec's Saturday Night Takeaway? I actually don't. I never watched it back in the day, and I must admit I don't watch it now. It's nothing against Ant and Dec, although I do think they're overrated, but no, I've never got around to it. And 3, should Now Music release a best of 2010 to 19 album? Yes, I think that should be in the works, but maybe leave it towards the end of 2020 or maybe a bit into the 2020s itself, because I think we're listening still to a lot of songs from that last decade, and I think they want time to let it age a bit, let it mature a bit. But I think they'll release an album like that eventually, like Now 100 Hits, or Now, that's what I call 2010s or something. Eric E549 says, have you ever listened to the Doobie Brothers? If so, favourite song by them? I know of the Doobie Brothers, but I must admit I've never really listened to them. Are there any of their songs you'd recommend particularly? Christopher Kenyon says, have you seen the movies by Alfred Hitchcock? Psycho, The Birds, Trouble with Harry, and Vertigo? Yes, I've seen all 4 of those. Psycho's great horror classic. Watch it in the dark if you can with a group of people. Really good movie. Which next one? The Birds. Yeah, again, it's a bit slower paced. If you're a fan of like quick paced horror, that might not be for you, but again, masterpiece. The Trouble with Harry. Yes, that's an excellent movie as well. Quite simple, but very, very good. So check that one out. And Vertigo, yeah, excellent film, Vertigo, really excellent. Although one you haven't mentioned, but I would really love, is Rear Window. Rear Window is probably, arguably, maybe my favourite Hitchcock movie. It's absolutely brilliant. Milky Shake, says, have you heard of Lazy Town? Oh yeah, it used to be on sometimes when I came in from school, like the end of the CBeebies block, but I mainly just caught, the song, down, down, turn around, having fun is what it's all about, whatever that was, but I never watched it religiously. 2, have you noticed that Now 100 Hits Forgotten 60s has 4 discs instead of the usual 5? Yes, if you look on my review of the album, I think that's because songs in the 60s were typically a lot shorter, so they've been able to cram more songs on a disc, so there's 25 tracks per disc instead of 20. And have you ever been to Butlins? I actually haven't been to Butlins. I'd be curious to go, but no, I've never been, but I know their pantomimes are quite revered, so if you've seen one, what did you think? Golden Saddle says, have you heard of the unofficial Brum group on Facebook? I mean, I didn't know there was one. I used to be part of a Brum thing years ago when I first started on Facebook, but I don't know if I'm still part of that, actually. But no, is it just called the official Brum group? And what are your thoughts on the Season 1 Brummer, so Scrapyard and Brum and the Carbreakers? I've got to admit, Season 1 I'm less familiar with. Season 2 is the one I mainly grew up with. Scrapyard, is that the one where he actually shuts off and his owner comes to save him in the end, I think? The Carbreakers, I can't remember too much about that one. I need to watch a lot more of Season 1, but I don't have the tapes, and I could just watch it online, though. And 3, have you cancelled the Overthinking series because of copyright stuff? Well, I don't like using the word cancelled. I would try and do it again, but as I'd said, I think before, the problem with doing Overthinking I found was, even though it's technically within fair use, what I'm doing, a lot of the times, because the power's with the claimant, not me, they will not bother and they'll sometimes block it. Best case, they'll just demonetize it, but, you know, it's hard, man. It's hard. So I might try and do another Overthinking. We'll see. Doctor Who fan says, favourite Now album spin-off series. Ooh, I mean, anything 80s I've always liked. I've said Power Ballads is always a good one too. But I'm really enjoying the Forgotten ones, actually. They're probably my favourite at the minute. I'm hoping for a Forgotten Noughties album soon. Favourite non-BBC sister channel? Well, I don't really watch many other sister channels besides the BBC. It probably used to be Challenge Plus One, but I don't think that's a thing anymore. That's just repeats anyway. I mean, like ITV2 and all that, I don't really watch them. And 3, favourite Doctor Who The Collection release so far? I mean, I've got a big spot for season 26 because I think that season is absolutely brilliant, so I've got to say that. Although I am happy with season 12 that I just picked up, even though the disc art was wrong. But also I'm looking forward to season 14 when that comes out. Dr. Floyd03 says, you looking forward to the Doctor Who Collection season 14? Yes, it's like you anticipated my question. Yes. I'm really looking forward to season 14. So many great stories in there. Deadly Assassin, Robots of Death, Talons of Weng Chiang. Brilliant season. And 2, do you think 1917 should have won Best Picture this year? I've got to be honest, I was quite slack on the Best Picture ones this year. I haven't seen Parasite, which is the film that did win it. But 1917 was an incredible movie. I do think, though, maybe it would have been a safe choice for Best Picture. And 3, favourite 4 lion scene. You like the one where Fessel falls over a sheep and blows up. There's so many scenes. I do like the scene where they're planning to buy bleach and Fessel's doing the whole, can I buy 12 bottles of bleach, please? That's, I mean, but the whole film is just quality. See 4 Lions if you haven't already. Jordan Howell says, do you watch The Walking Dead or its spin-off series? No, not really. Never been into it. 2, what is your favourite Now album? I think I said this before, probably the spin-off series. Anything 80s, all the power ballady stuff. And do you have any of the 5 issues of TV Choices TV Years? Yes, I have every issue apart from the first one, which annoyingly is about the 80s. I just missed out on that one. But yes, I own the other one. So that is, it's Christmas, 90s, children's, and sci-fi, I believe. So I own all of those. Great magazine. Definitely try and grab a copy if you haven't already. Ribbaleye says, have you heard of Boris and Natasha? Now, are they 2 of the characters from Rocky and Bullwinkle? Because I know they made a movie, I think, in the early 90s, a live-action movie. I haven't seen it. But I do like that 2000 movie, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. 2, have you ever visited Stockholm? No, I want to visit Sweden more, actually. Oh, actually, have I visited Stockholm? I have been to Sweden to visit family friends. I was quite young. I can't remember if it was Stockholm, though. And 3, did you ever watch Come Outside as a kid? Yes, of course I did. Come Outside. Make sure you watched it. Watch Come Outside if you haven't. The Kyle John 1 says, have you been to India? Nope, not yet. Would like to see it, though. 2, have you ever met any famous people? I mean, probably the most famous person I've met is Paul McCartney, or met, quote unquote. I shook his hand at my graduation, had a photo with him, nice chap. I did have a drink in our uni bar with Woody Harrelson, the actor, because he was doing a masterclass with us, and he asked me what kind of drink to recommend. I recommended him a pint of Amstel, and he seemed to like that. And 3, have you ever had a CRT television suddenly go bang and go off? Oh yeah, that was a common problem. Thankfully, it didn't destroy any of my old CRTVs, but yeah, I had that all the time. Was there a reason for that? Why did that happen? Larchin Film says, what are your favourite BBC idents? What, apart from BBC channels or block? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, my favourite's probably like the 90s BBC Two stuff, like the paint stuff. But I do like the old Globe stuff from the 60s. That's just brilliant. And my favourite Aardman short you're asking for? Ooh, Aardman short. Try and remember the shorts they made, because you like Wallace and Gromit doesn't count according to you, so I haven't seen. No, I have seen the Aardman shorts before, but I can't remember them, so I think I'll have to go back and rewatch them. And what do you think of the 1991 ITV franchise round? Not really familiar on it, mate. I'll have to do my research there. Max Jackson says, have you listened to any LL Cool J songs? Oh God, yes. There was one on Hit 7, and I can't remember what it is, but it's quite slow, but I like that one. And 2, which version of I'm a Believer do you like better, the Monkees or the version by Smash Mouth, I've got to be honest, probably Smash Mouth, because that's what I first heard and grew up with the first Shrek film. And actually, I just think it's better. Super Jamie124 says, how was your week? My week was alright, mate. Pretty busy, pretty quarantined, but pretty good. And 2, will you do an ident compilation of the BBC One balloon idents? I might do, but a lot of them are actually quite long, so it's tricky to find full versions of them all. And you're a Doctor Who fan. Excellent, mate. Welcome to have you aboard. LJA says, have you ever considered a Sunday Catch-Up Best Questions video? It's an interesting idea, but I'd have to then troll back through 60 episodes worth. I actually don't have all the originals on file anymore, so I just feel that would be a lot of undertaking, really, when I want to do other things. But a good idea. To what time do you record Sunday Catch-Ups? It varies, mate. Sometimes I record them on the Sunday. I'm recording this one on the Friday of the week, Friday afternoon, so I'll probably put a pinned comment in the last one. I'm going to start doing that more, just sort of saying when I've recorded it. But it does fluctuate. It's usually in the latter half of the week. And 3, did you take part in Clap for Carers on the 26th of March at 8 p.m? Yes, I did, and I also took part last night as well. I think it's a great thing to do to show our NHS and our carer staff that we appreciate them and that we're thanking them for everything they're doing during a really tough time. PromKing2801 says, what brand of hatchback do you drive and what colour is it? I mean, I don't drive, so I can't answer that one. And what's your favourite Beach Boys song? Good Vibrations. Always Good Vibrations. Joseph Adams says, do you remember Doctor Who The Sea Devils? Yeah, classic story from 72. I haven't watched it in quite a while, so I might watch that, actually. And can you do a BBC Video ident review? Marks for the 40th anniversary. BBC Video. Yeah, I've looked at those idents before. It might be something I do. Keep your eyes peeled. Ops Shop says, can you do an ident review on some Australian TV channels? If you can recommend some Australian TV channels and link me to some decent footage and amount of idents for them, I'll look into it. And you read online that the girl that was used for the outro, so the test card, is the most watched girl on TV. Is that real or fake? That is real. She is actually the most watched woman or person on TV, just because think of how often the test card was in use. So it's a great achievement. And a channel in Germany closed its channel with the final song Viva Forever by the Spice Girls. Do you think that is a smart thing or a stupid thing? I mean, it's a very apt thing. It's a very apt song. I mean, it's got Viva in the title, and I like Viva Forever, so no, I think it's a nice thing. And Time Lord Master 108 says, have you ever seen the pilot version of episode 1 of Unearthly Child? If so, what do you think? Yes, the first time I saw it was on the Hartnell Years VHS tape, not on the Unearthly Child DVD. It's interesting. It's such an interesting way of how TV was made. Obviously, there's all the flubs and the differences, and I'd argue it's more mysterious, the pilot version, but I kind of like that. 2, have you been clapping for the NHS? Yes, I have, and I will continue to do so every Thursday at 8 p.m, and I hope you guys do too. And is there any chance of seeing any new video scaries or ident reviews? If so, have you any ideas? Well, I hope by the time you see this, yep, the ident review is back, so that's a good start. Video scaries, yeah, I mean, obviously with everything that's going on, it's a bit... the last thing I want to do is try and scaremonger in a time where we're all pretty scared by what's going on. So video scaries might not come for a while, but ident reviews certainly will. And those, I believe, looking are all your questions. Thank you very much for asking them. If you've got any more, please leave them down below, and they will be answered in the next instalment of the Sunday Catch-Up. But before I sign off, please thank you for watching the video. Please keep watching the videos. The support's been great. We are now firmly on the road to 8K. We passed 7.5 recently. Let's try and get to 8K. I'm going to be bold. Let's try and get to 8K before the end of April. Let's go for that. 8K before the end of April. Thank you for all the support. Please stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, keep your social distancing and all that. Just be smart about it. Leave your questions down below. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. And until the next one, I will see you guys next time. Well, that does bring us to a close this evening on AMTV. We do hope you enjoyed the programme. And please do keep your eyes open for brand new content that will be coming to you soon. Until then, have a very good week. And we hope that you join us again soon. Good night.